So
campaign.
I haven't heard this call yet. I purposely didn't want to hear it till now.
Oh, you didn't hear mine?
No. Go ahead.
Brendan's on the line from Somerville. Brendan, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Brendan.
Hey, so I've heard a lot of celebrities like Joaquin Phoenix talking about the climate change issue, and I was wondering, Mayor Marty, do you think the salary that you pay your girlfriend could help with some of that kind of stuff?
Brendan, it's great to talk to you today. I'm glad that you started the call off in such a positive manner.
Hold on. So just in case you don't know, there's a company called LB Strategies that Marty Walsh is essentially just funneling money to his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's just
hundreds of thousands of
dollars. And this is a story that MHB and I and the other guy who's trying to be a
Jackson.
lunatic, have been working on for over a year. And it's actually crazy when you look at the money. And it's all it is a slush fund for him that he's just dumping. It went from like $4,000 a month to like $20,000 a month for month after month. And by the way, they're spending none of it. None of it's being spent at all.
Yeah.
It's just a way for you to turn campaign contributions into your own spending money.
She lives with him. Yeah. He's paying himself from campaign money.
And as you would point out, if he went 2 or 3 questions deep with me, I'd have nothing.
Yeah.
I knew enough to fire that one.
Right. So your question is basically, do you think your girlfriend's slush fund could help with some of that climate change stuff?
That climate change
Well, the
stuff,
questions get dumber as we go along. But
here's the weird thing is they do, like when they dump you out, so I went on and I couldn't tell, and then when they dump you can't tell either because I'm
Mike,
just going,
same thing. I'm talking
during
Marty,
Mr. Mayor.
I'm talking during as well when we're off the air.
Yeah.
But he spent, this guy, the Globe actually wrote about it. I forget the guy's name who wrote it. Stout?
Yeah, the former Herald guy.
Yeah, so I reached out to him and we talked and then he didn't want to follow up. It went away. He wrote a story and it went away.
That's weird because the Globe doesn't really like Marty Walsh.
It makes you wonder. Yeah. Marty Walsh has paid nearly $900,000 to a campaign consultant that employs his girlfriend. So basically, there's this other woman, his girlfriend's Lori Higgins. I think the other woman's another Lori Bozio, who he just plucked out of nowhere. She had basically not been working at all. Brought her back in and said, you're in charge of LB Strategies, Bozio Strategies. They hired the girlfriend Higgins, who was basically not even working. She was doing part-time work. Brought her in and just started pretending that was a company. There's no physical, they have an address, there's no office there. When you call, they never answer the phone.
But what do they do? What do they make?
They literally do nothing. And they're bringing in this was March of last year, over millions of dollars.
Well, maybe they came up with a strategy to just talk about bike lanes with Greg Hill.
Yeah. Or with, John from Winchester.
Well, bike lanes was a big topic yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about this. Let me hear this. I have not heard this either.
You want him going on answering Mike's question?
Yeah.
Climate change and what we're doing in the city of Boston on climate change. And if you take a little time to research that side of it, it'd be great to see it happen. Basically, we lead the country when it comes to climate resiliency, which I don't know if you know that. If you did your background.
Still talking to Mike.
He's talking to me.
He's talking to Brendan.
Meanwhile, I'm talking. I'm going. Wait, but if I can answer for 1 second.
And I would talk to some of these guys who donated to this. I would go in there and go in these, and these guys they would get pissed off. I got almost into a fight in Woburn one day with one of these guys. Walsh is a union thug. Yeah. That's all he is.
Well, I imagine, so
if we called LB Strategies right now, I would bet my life nobody would answer the phone.
Steve put out a great promo because when I heard the Twitter clip he put out yesterday, I was thinking did Kirk call and threaten the mayor's leg? Why is this woman why is she reacting like this?
I can't get into what I said or didn't say. But, so he this is what he does though. He can't speak in a sentence, and he hates me, and I hate him, and
he's throwing little digs in there, like he goes, if you do your research.
I've done my research. I've done my research.
You win, Marty. All right, you want your call?
I guess.
Marty, would it humor you to know I've done literally no research? You idiot! You fool!
Two idiots talking to each other.
Let's take a call on this. 1-800-428.
Oh, hold on. Let me give you a little backstory. So I call in. I get in right away, and the guy's like, we got a bunch of calls, so it might be a while. I was like, all right, I texted Steve. And then right away it was within 10 seconds. Yeah. So there's nobody calling, I guess. And it just shows this guy goes on this afternoon show no one's listening to. He's the mayor of
Steve
Boston.
Steve Robinson is the only listener.
Right. I mean, he'll never, the deal. Well, you'll find out. I mean, this interview is an embarrassment.
Oh, yeah. This is more embarrassing than anything Marty Walsh said. The way she handles this.
Sure. Go ahead.
Let's take a call on this. 1-800-423-8255. That's 1-800-423-TALK. John is calling.
Hold on. Real quick, Winchester, obviously, and then John is MHB's real name. So I put
okay.
Very good.
a
Oh, that's good.
little bit of thought into
Very
this
good.
baby right here.
Let's take a call on this. 1-800-423-8255. That's 1-800-423-TALK.
Also sitting on the toilet during
John
this
is calling from Winchester. Go ahead, John.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. How are you?
Good.
Oh, sporty.
Good. I was just wondering, I was calling about bike lanes, and, I don't want to really get into the danger zone, but I'm wondering if maybe you could use some of that money that you're pumping into LB Strategies, the slush fund that you employ your girlfriend.
Callers, listeners, I apologize. I don't know why I got a second call like that, Mr. Mayor.
I am so
apologize
sorry.
to you, but let's
sorry.
talk about bike
Just
lanes.
for John's, I don't know what you're talking about slush funds, John. So I wish all the callers who are on the line here calling have a little decency.
You fucking asshole.
The screeners in the back that it's about bike lanes and climate change. Those are serious issues that actually listeners want to
Yeah.
hear.
We're making a mockery of
you
them.
guys taking cheap shots again.
Kirk,
Yeah.
have
So
some
as
common
far as bike
decency.
lanes, we're making investments. Just if John is concerned about bike lanes, he's
I
in
am.
Winchester, so I'm not sure if he is, but
Ooh.
if he is,
Ooh.
We'll dig at Winchester.
What if he's
in the
also,
capital
what if-
budget last year.
What if he moved to Lexington?
Look at this idiot. He actually doesn't think this is a prank phone call?
Parking fines and doubling parking fines and all the money that we're creating there. We're actually, ironically, the last two callers, we're investing it back into infrastructure. Bike lanes are part of that.
I'm not really sure the irony there, but okay.
As well,
It's fucking
projects.
So we're
brain
going to
dead.
take a quick...
So then they crash right into a break. They gotta go back and scream at the call screeners.
What do you think the conversation, like when they first go off air, when they go to break?
I can't, Mr. Mayor, I can't even. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. Hey, I know it's not your fault,
No,
sweetheart.
I'll tell you who Marty's most angry at is his own team. Because when we had him in for an hour on my old show with Howie, they filled up the phone lines with their own calls.
Oh,
it was
I'm
like
sure.
It was like the first time that it ever happened to us. We got like 4 hangups in a row because the message goes out around City Hall like, hey, we need to jam the phone lines here.
Fucking unbelievable. I mean, what a corrupt and these decency.
I know.
Why don't you answer? You've never answered these
Have
questions
some
publicly.
common decency.
The one time I confronted him at this event, like he tried to get in my face, and I was like, "Are you doing this like union thug thing on me? Like, what are you gonna beat me up?"
At least he gave you an answer. He bowled over my question.
It's true.
He said, hey, this is an important thing. Hey, if you did your research.
Now, if
pal,
we had known better,
this
I
shows
mean,
you some
the
respect.
Minute fans could have called 20 times in a row and driven this guy nuts.
Oh, yeah.
They
was
probably
he-
would
I
have just
got-
stopped taking calls.
That's
I
true.
got right through. I was the first guy on.
Same here. I think I don't know if was I the very next caller or no.
Maybe.
No, there was like 1 or 2.
I mean, what
in between
human
that
being would have
sounded
an actual
planted.
question for this idiot?
Old people, I guess.
Callers, listeners, I apologize. I don't know why we've got a second call like that, Mr. Mayor. I apologize
Oh,
to you.
my God.
Who is that woman?
I'm
Seriously,
terribly
seriously.
sorry.
Find out who that is.
I gotta find out.
I want to talk to her. She's a fucking embarrassment. As far as the EI hasn't hired her yet.
Mr. Mayor, for you, I will cut my wrists open
I mean, really?
and bleed out to show my loyalty.
Mr. Mayor,
I'm
I can't,
terribly
Mr.
sorry.
Mayor, I can't believe these people ask legitimate journalistic questions, and I'm afraid to ask. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry that the journalism in Boston right now is led by MHB, Jackson, and Kirk Minihane. We're all sorry about that.
So is it, like, if that's the thing, I know what you would do of it, but just any radio host, I would think if something comes in like that you're not aware of, like if you've never heard of LB strategy before, you can say, well, I'm curious, what is this LB strategies thing the
Yes.
caller's talking about?
Well, Mr. Mayor, I would say, first, I would never call anybody Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor.
I'd say, Marty, is there anything you'd like to say about this? I mean, these seems to be accusations. And first of all, this woman should know
I've had
that.
multiple calls about
Yeah,
it so far.
Why don't you just set the record straight for us? That's all.
If you do your research there, pal.
And he won't.
Tiziana Deering.
Hey, Pally.
Who?
Tiziana Deering.
Can we get in contact with her? I just want to ask her why she's so stupid.
her up.
Is that going to be an issue or no?
Let's see what she's doing.
Is that going to be problematic?
Let's get her biggest regret.
I mean, really? Jesus Christ. Mr. Mayor, the listeners, the callers, Mr. Mayor, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We won't put you through that again. We're going to get back to really interesting talk, like actual bike lane discussion.
But imagine hearing a caller say, like, hey, can you use the salary you pay your girlfriend with, and not having a fault being like, what is that, Mr. Mayor? What is that about?
But he knows that's the safest place to go.
Yeah.
And, and the BUR buildings, I'm sure Marty Walsh is helped help them get deals and union stuff.
Is
and,
BUR, I know it's a different frequency, obviously, but is it the same as what Jim and Marjorie are on?
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
I mean, essentially the same thing.
it's the same style of show, but GBH is its own nonprofit, and I think BUR is part of the national NPR. Yeah,
Okay.
Right. So Marty Walsh, probably gets them deals for construction and all that shit, and that's how it works.
City contracts, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no question. And I mean, this thug, this union goon, was going to be in charge of a city that had the Olympics.
Be great if
I mean, would that have been unbelievable?
It would have been disastrous
Oh,
either way.
I mean, the only good thing is he'd be in jail by now for sure.
Yeah. Wait, that would be happening. Or would it be 2024? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I was going to say this
4
year.
years out.
But imagine if that woman just started crying. Like, Mr. Mayor, I'm terribly,
I can't believe
I don't know why these people are doing this.
You know what? I quit. I'm out. I'm out of the business. I'm retiring. What these two gentlemen did is wrong. It's not right. It's just not right. I mean, I know there's war and rape and famine and stuff like this, and there were 5 men nominated for Best Director. There are real issues in this world right now. But Mr. Mayor, I have finally met my breaking point. And with that, I bid you a fond farewell. It just blows her brains out.
Well, I had a weird. So the call screener answers and goes.
You're the same guy I did, probably, right?
Yeah, I assume. And he goes, "Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?" And I said, "Brendan in Centerville."
Yeah.
He goes, "All right, Brendan. What do you want to?"